Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
Well, it's a Monday. I lived through it. You guys did too. So there we go. Congratulations.
Lived through what?
The weekend.
Oh, was that in question?
You live the kind of lifestyle I do.
I guess when the two of you over there were up partying at a wedding all Saturday.
We were hammered drunk.
Were you hammered? And you were the DJ, so how did that turn out?
Wait a minute. Hold on. No. This was great because I got there, and I had to get there a little early because I was in the wedding. And Lewis is scrambling. He's frantic. He's very worried because one of his speakers won't work. It kept cutting out. And he's like, I don't know what's wrong with it. I've never had this problem before. And he's showing me, he says, see the signal lights on this one. And he showed me the other one. Mind you, I know nothing about these speakers. And then a little bit later, he's still trying to figure it out. And I'm standing next to one. I go, well, what's this button right here? And he pushed it. The speaker came on.
But then
you need an assistant.
Well, but then the whole, I think it has something to do with the electric current because the whole night they would flip back and forth between the two. I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
Huh.
So, there was no problem whatsoever. Everything was without a hitch.
So the wedding was fun? You guys had a good time?
I could not tell you two of the nicest people I've ever encountered in my life. They are super nice people. You could tell from jump that they were in it to win it with each other. And I can respect that. Like they were, people like that restore my faith in humanity.
Good.
So
that's nice.
But everybody I encountered at the wedding, whether it was people in the wedding party or just guests, super nice people.
So that doesn't happen all the time, huh?
No, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, you would.
At weddings, a lot of time, no.
People are upset.
Drama.
Bridezillas.
Drama.
Yeah.
It's not, it's rarely the wedding couple. It's always someone in their family. That's just how it is. Or one of their friends. We used to shake it like a salt shaker back in the day. Yeah, well, Grandma doesn't want to, so go sit down.
Oh, my gosh. Or you have the bride or the groom whose parents are divorced.
Yes.
There's usually drama there.
Yes.
Because one side wants it one way and the other side wants it another way.
Yeah. So you get a lot of that.
We didn't have any of that.
Nothing
stuff.
that.
No.
Saturday night was just a good time.
Saw people I hadn't seen in years.
I think the biggest problem they had was the caterer ran late.
Yeah, a few minutes late. Nobody cared. We were all having a good time.
Yeah. So it was fine.
Wait, was the bar functioning? That's really all that matters.
Yes, the bar was up and running. And that's why I said nobody cared that we ate a few minutes late.
Bar function, food was great when it got there. It is what it is. So yeah. But it was a good time.
Yeah, they had it catered by Carrabba's. It was nice. That chicken Brian, man, that is good stuff.
Chicken Brian,
that's like their house specialty meal, like their own.
It was quality.
It's good. That's a good meal.
Yum.
So we had that, and then
I don't know who the hell Brian is, but
Thick got all dressed up.
Yeah, you were in the wedding. Yeah, you probably had to look pretty fancy.
Yeah, but they didn't ask us to wear tuxes. The bride said, I just want you all in gray pants and purple shirts as her favorite color combination.
Was it at a church or a venue or what?
No, it was at a venue. It was called a shelter house, but it was this big, nice hall. And I didn't know where it was when I saw the address. It's the Westgate Shelter House, and it's like on the outskirts of Hilltop.
Okay.
Kelly, we were a mile from Wedgwood Apartments.
Yeah. Okay.
But where we were, you would have never known.
It.
There was Wedgwood, these horrible apartments a mile away.
Yeah.
It was.
You just thought it was fireworks in the distance, huh?
Rehearsal dinner Friday night, there was a shooting.
Yeah.
At Wedgwood.
Yikes.
I was on the party. It's not 4th of July, people. And then someone was like, no, that's gunfire. Oh. No, that didn't happen.
We need to protect Wedgwood. That's all I say. Let's protect Wedgwood. Seriously, those poor people who have to live there and deal with that so frequently.
That's ridiculous.
It was fun.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Got to talk, Thick and I talked a little bit of music with the best man's son. He's a diehard, like he's a rock guy. We had a big conversation about Linkin Park and everything. Like it was fun. It was a good, like I cannot complain at all. It was a good night. Did you have a good weekend? Enough
Great
about
weekend.
us.
Heck yeah. Great weekend. It was pretty much a washout, so it was interesting trying to get the dog out for a walk.
Yeah.
But we just accepted it, and we just got soaked. So
Are we tired of the rain yet?
No. I love the rain.
Oh,
I love
come
clouds.
on.
I love it all. Bring it on.
Everything smells like musty water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to clean in your house.
Well,
Well, we were with. Here's the fun thing. I told Rick this yesterday. We were without power from 10 till 4 in the afternoon on Friday until 11 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Yeah, they're just restoring now. Almost everyone.
I was afraid. I spent the whole morning trying to get into my storage unit so I could get my stuff out to DJ with. Because I got up at 7:25 on Saturday morning when there was still no power. A revelation hit me. I'm like, what if I can't get in my storage unit? So I went, and sure enough, security gate closed, no power.
Oh, no.
I called and called and called and called, and finally I went there, like, late morning, and the lady was there because they'd been bombarded all morning, so they opened the gate. I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was about to do the Mission Impossible, climb the gate and carry my stuff out one thing at a time.
Yeah, over the barbed wire and all that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you think I'm kidding? I literally had blankets in the back of the Jeep that I was going to lob over top the gate in case I had to climb over it. But we didn't have to go that far.
Oh, that's good.
They're going to be on the news. Dude tried to climb into a storage locker, got stuck.
Dylan texted, thank you, Lewis. Rain smells awful, and everyone tells me I'm crazy.
No, you're not, dude. Everything.
Maybe that's like you have COVID nose. Like you can't smell things right, so everything smells like cigarettes. People were complaining of that. Like the rain smells like cigarette ash.
Everything smells like wet something.
Yes.
Rick knows. He said the same thing this morning. You're the one that's immune to it.
No, I've been smelling my dog all weekend, so I get it.
All right. Morning Blitz Trivia. What do you got, Thick?
All right. First one to text in the correct answer at 99700 scores $25 to water beds and stuff. A superhero. The first ever superhero has received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. What superhero is the first one ever to receive this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Tell us at 99700. Be first. Score the gift card.
Stone Sour on the Morning Blitz, 623. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. We'll see rain today. In case you were wondering. You're probably already seeing it. Who was it on the text wall that said it's the worms that make the rain smell?
Sherry.
Cloudy, light showers, humid, 74 today. And then that's kind of going to be it. Hopefully.
Yeah, but I saw after tomorrow afternoon, it's like nothing but sunshine for quite a while. So now, although we did get a text from Sean who said there is a 50% chance another hurricane is coming into the Gulf of Mexico and heading toward Florida again. Seems to be forming, so we could be in for a lot more rain if it happens.
That's awesome.
Great.
Say no one ever. Yeah, and Sean and Chillicothe still without power
since Friday at 4.
Oh, that is so rough.
A lot of people in the South without power. I have friends of mine in Georgia that they've been told 8 days they'll be without power.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what.
Yeah, we went 8 days once. It was terrible.
That's what you said. When
it was a bad storm, but what happened was a tree went down on the power line in our next door neighbor's backyard. So they had to come out, cut that tree out, fix the power lines, and it took 8 days.
You know what bothers me, and this is probably going to be a slam at the electric company, and I'm sorry, but it's annoying. Case in point, on Friday, we lost power at 10 till 4 in the afternoon. Lights flickered once, came back on. I'm like, okay, cool. Then they were out, and they were out. So when you go and you check the outage map and you see what's going on, your power is expected to be restored by 7:30. Okay, cool. If it's only 3.5 hours, no problem. 7:30 turns into 10:30.
Yeah.
And then when it's not on at 10:30, there's they stop giving estimates of repair, which that's what bothers me, because now I can't make a plan. If you just tell me at 7:30 when it wasn't going to be on, hey, we don't know when it's going to come back on. Okay, cool. Now I have a contingency plan. I can save some of my food. I can do whatever.
Isn't that implied, though, when they're not giving updates anymore? That
no, when you tell me it's 7:30, now it's 10:30. Okay, cool. I still go, I only have another 3 hours.
And 10:30 comes.
Right. At 10:30, you didn't tell me there was another 12 and a half hours before my power was going to come back on. Like, you can make a plan if you just are upfront about it. Just say when it goes out at 4, we don't know when it's going to come back on. Okay, cool. I'll make a plan, an appropriate plan, instead of sitting there going, well, 3 hours has gone by, let me check again. And then you be the a-holes and not even post a time because you know.
Chad said, did you do your one job over the weekend that Kelly told you?
I have. Oh, did I?
What? What's the one job?
The breakdance name.
Oh, my gosh. Did you get it?
I have a means to get it.
Oh, okay.
You do?
Yeah. And we, meaning us two and Blitz Nation, are going to love it. He is not.
Oh.
Well, we'll see if you get it.
A plan was crafted on Saturday.
A plan was crafted. Okay, I love it.
Oh, by the way, Bobby said all the cats were gone in the Wedgwood apartment.
Come on. All right. Morning
They're
Blitz.
eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Morning Blitz Morning Blitz trivia, sorry.
All right. The question was, what superhero became the first superhero to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Today, I can announce that the first superhero with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is indeed Batman. It's a new Guinness World Records title. Jim, can you come on up? I can officially present this certificate. Jim, DC, you are officially amazing. Great job, Batman.
First superhero to earn the honor.
Yeah.
So we've jumped the shark at the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Is that right?
And even I think so, because you did not... I think it's kind of cool because I'm a gigantic Batman fan, but the only people that showed up are Jim Lee, who probably draws Batman in the comic world better than anybody ever has. But you brought all the guys who voiced the character, like on the cartoons, that nobody knows. Michael Keaton, not there. Obviously, Adam West, dead. Christian.
Well, Adam's already there. He's already got a star.
Right.
So does the Bob Kane, the co-creator.
Yeah. But you didn't have any of, like, they didn't make it as big of a deal as, you know, like with other celebrities, like when they get their stars.
Yeah, like real people.
Yeah.
Those guys bring, they'll draw a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No real people. Like none of the actors that played them were there. Yeah. And what made it worse is they got like a bad cosplay person to dress up as Batman. I'm like,
oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, you didn't even spring for like a movie quality costume? Come on, Warner Brothers. This is why you failed.
Jeez. All right, well, Sean Reed from Powell was the first one to text in the correct answer, so Sean's headed to Waterbeds and Stuff with $25.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
I'm almost tempted to switch my I Got Something to my plan from Saturday night, but I will refrain for now.
You keep teasing it, so we have a path to getting Thick Rick's breakdancing name from high
listening
school.
to him talk and say there's no way. He has no idea who my source is.
He's claiming
None.
that somebody at the wedding knew the name, and I'm like, well, then say it. Well, so say the name.
When I unveil it a little while...
He has no name,
Kelly.
Kelly.
When
This
I
is all
unveil this
BS.
in a little while, you'll be like, oh, this is good.
Dude,
Okay.
you're so full of crap. The listeners are going to be really mad when they find out you're lying to
The
them.
listeners are going to be on board with this because I trust Blitz Nation. Blitz Nation, rest assured, I did my job.
All right. I can't wait till he gives the wrong name because there's no way anybody there knew it. There was only two people who could have, and they both told you they didn't know it.
Did you ever... I'll just throw this little nugget out there. Did you ever, by chance, have a hat that had your name
Yes.
on
I
it?
told you that.
All right, that's good. That's all
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes! I'm feeling so positive about
He
this.
thinks he's got something. I promise he doesn't.
It's amazing what you find out exists just in casual conversation. What do you got there, Thick?
All right. A takeout place in New York. It's called Bird Box. It's in Midtown Manhattan. They opened in July, and they're going viral for their $19 fried chicken sandwich. It's a gourmet chicken sandwich. Now, this place is run by one of those Michelin star chefs, you know, so I mean, it's all gourmet food. So this chicken sandwich is a massive chicken sandwich, and it looks delicious except for this one little thing. A chicken foot is sticking out the side of it.
Ew.
So I'm going to show you this picture, Kelly. And it's exactly what the face you were making is exactly what you were thinking that caused that face that you were making.
That is disturbing.
Right?
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
what? And that, you don't have to get it with the leg.
But that's an option? That wasn't a mistake?
Well, it's no, it is. Yeah, no, it wasn't a mistake. They gave the sandwich a name. It's called Claude the Claw. They even gave him a name.
Aw.
Claude the Claw. But I'm like, yeah, this foot sticking out the side of this thing. It's crazy to me. Anyway, here. Listen to this.
We serve the sandwich as a testament to the quality of the chicken that we serve. And that goes for the wings and the breast sando, but this is our see it and believe it proof. So the foot is our way to show that what you're getting is a natural and freely raised chicken that we are proud to serve. So it's a special cut that we have, which is then painstakingly prepared over days and nights to get the juicy and tender flavor that we're known for here.
I kind of like my chicken without the foot.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it, the claw, everything. And it's big. It looks like it's as long as the width of the sandwich.
I know we eat living things, but I don't necessarily want the cow's leg on my plate.
Yeah, I don't need to, I need to be as far removed from this thing that I'm eating having a face.
The process,
you know?
yeah.
And having that
I don't
big
need
old
the
thing.
skeletal structure intact when I'm having dinner. Kind of thing.
Does the chicken have large talons?
But yeah, you can request it without the foot.
Oh, that's nice of them. On that note, what do you got?
All right, I've got something. Prince fans will soon be able to stay at his childhood home in Minneapolis. The house was restored by Lisa and Wendy at the Revolution Band and will be available on Airbnb from October 26th to December 14th. Now, this is just a launching off point for the real story I want to tell you. This thing has been just rumbling around, taking up space in my brain ever since I read Sinead O'Connor's memoir called Rememberings. She told this most bizarro story about Prince, and I have to tell it to you, okay? She and Prince didn't know each other when she recorded his song, Nothing Compares to You. So after it was released, Prince invited her to hang out at his house. She was dropped off there. He invites her in. He offers her a drink. She says, sure. He gets a glass from the cupboard, slams it down in front of her, and says, get it yourself. She said it was so aggressive, instantly alarm bells started going off. So she says she's mentally started checking for exits. That's how freaked out she was. She says he then starts pacing and looking her up and down and saying, I don't like you swearing in your interviews. When you do your print interviews, I don't like you swearing. And she's like, I don't work for you. If you don't like it, go F yourself. Wow. I don't like you. I mean, I don't care if you like it or not, basically. So she says he got so mad about that, he left her sitting in the kitchen. She ended up just hanging out there for a while. She had no ride. She was dropped off. And then he eventually comes back with 2 pillows and asks her, do you want to have a pillow fight? And she's like, well, I mean, the evening started off pretty bad. Maybe this can resurrect things. She's like, all right, why not? So he takes a swing at her with his pillow, and it had something in it, hard. And it hit her. And she was like, well, this guy's not playing around. He's really trying to get me. So she ended up taking off running. She ran out the front door. She had to hide in the bushes and call her friend to come pick her up. And she had to wait out there, hiding from Prince, who sent his bodyguard out there to search for her, to bring her back in. This has always really bothered me. There's something weird about this. Now listen, Sinead O'Connor, all right, this is her account of the story. But Prince has never addressed it, or never did before his death. Never addressed it. Now they're both dead. So I guess we'll never know each other's accounts, only Sinead O'Connor's. But to me, that is freaking weird, dude. Sure. And I hate that people turn him into such, this iconic angel of a human.
I'm a diehard.
When it's listen, this guy was weird from the jump.
Very eccentric.
I was in an elevator with him once. Did not have a camera. Did not have the courage to ask him for a picture or to say hi. But
he probably would have hit you with a pillow with a battery in it.
He was in the front of the elevator, and his bodyguards were around him. It was odd. And I knew a guy who did security for him that one night when they were playing, Prince would look at him, and whenever Prince would look at him, he would tally. And at the end of the night, he said he asked him, he's like, how much was it? And he was like, okay. And it was something like $7 or $8 grand. He's like, okay, that's what I'm fining my bass player for being. That's how many notes my bass player missed that I had to fine him for, because he would fine his band for whatever, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's just weird. So Sinead O'Connor said she called him a devil. She said that man's a devil.
I would go to the house, though, because I was so excited when I went to First Avenue in Minneapolis, because I was like, oh, maybe he'll come in and play. No, he never did, but it was cool to be there. All right.
Well, Wendy and Lisa aren't doing this for the money, by the way. $7 a night to rent the house.
That's awesome.
On Airbnb.
I'd do it. So. I have something un-Prince related. There's beef between McDonald's and Wendy's. There's a website called McBroken.com. It tracks when McDonald's ice cream machines are broken. So Wendy's seeing this, Dave decided that since McDonald's is going to always have their shake machines and stuff broken, they're selling their Frosty for $1. And now that only goes through the end of the day today. But if sales continue, Wendy's is going to keep this up in their effort to combat McDonald's broken shake machine all the time.
Nice.
And I mean, the Frosty's good, but I feel like they should bring back the vanilla Frosty.
Yeah, I liked it.
Just give me the straight vanilla. Sometimes I like a little chocolate, but sometimes I'm just basic. I want some vanilla. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we got.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother.
I'm not going to interrupt this.
What, we haven't heard it before?
Yeah, you don't interrupt the Brady Bunch theme song. What kind of savage do you think I am? 6:50, it's the Morning Blitz. Fine, I'll interrupt it. The Brady Bunch are all hooking up with each other. By the way, they're not real related in real life, so it's acceptable.
Yeah, as long as they weren't doing it while they were filming the show. Well, I don't know. How old were Marcia and Greg?
Marcia and Greg were of age.
Were they adults?
When they were on the show. Jan and Peter probably were. It was only Bobby
Eventually.
and Cindy that were the young ones.
Yeah, so Greg, Barry Williams, did an interview with Us Weekly and said, yeah, the kids were all hooking up with each other. I'm like, what? That is crazy, man. And now he did say, not necessarily during the show, during filming. He said we all hooked up with each other at some point. I
need details here. Who's with who? Are we going age appropriate?
Yes.
Like Greg with Marcia, Peter with Jan, and Bobby with Cindy?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, they didn't cross hook up?
I wonder if Greg worked his way through all 3 sisters.
Greg said no. He said he dated Maureen McCormick. Chris Knight dated Eve Plum. And Michael Lookin Land, which is Peter, and Susan Olsen. It's Bobby. And Susan Olsen, who is Cindy, had a little mock wedding even at one point. So, yes, we all hooked up, he said.
Yeah, but you hear about that stuff all the time because when you go away to film something and you're on the set, you're stuck wherever. Those are the only people you encounter. So you end up,
Right. So like Bobby with the missing tooth at age 10 was on the set with Cindy every day and he just couldn't help himself.
Not at that age, but no, you hear about, what was it? Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox hooked up on the set of Transformers.
Oh, is that right?
They were away filming. They were the only ones went together all the time.
Okay.
I bet she doesn't like being reminded of that.
When the Brady Bunch started, Greg was 14.
In real life?
Marcia was 12, Peter was 11, Jan was 10, Bobby was 8, Cindy was 6.
That's real life ages.
Yeah.
Okay. Like they're a real person.
Okay, but it ran for how many seasons?
I don't know, man. That's all I know.
So after a couple of years, all of a sudden now they're 15, 16, 17, whatever. And then there were reunion years. They probably did all the conferences together, the appearances together.
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 21.
69 to 74.
So 21 by the time it was all said and done.
Yeah, I don't know how far after the show, like Bobby and Cindy had their little mock wedding or whatever.
But that's what I mean. Those guys all do those Comic-Con or GalaxyCon appearances and stuff like that. So you travel around together, you end up hanging out together. It makes sense. They weren't really related in real life.
No, it's fine there. It's just funny when you hear it. I'm sure this does go on in other shows. I've no doubt.
Well, Robert Reed was not hooking up with the mom in real life.
No, you do know that. Yeah.
He was gay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh, that was shocking when it came out.
I don't remember ever hearing that.
I hear Florence Henderson made the rounds.
Oh, with the butcher? What was his name?
No, Florence Henderson, the mom.
Oh, the mom.
Sam the butcher and Alice the housekeeper.
Alice. Yeah, did Alice and Sam hook up?
That I don't know. But Florence, back in the day, was a little randy.
Did she hook up with Greg?
I think there was some kind of something where Greg said he had a huge crush on her, and there was like some flirtation or something.
You don't know.
Did they play ball in the house?
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of Brady Bunch rumors, but
man, I didn't know that one.
Yeah,
I didn't know about any of this stuff. Didn't know Dad was gay. I had no idea.
You never knew Robert Reed was gay?
I never heard that
before. How did I know that and you didn't? I've seen about 2 episodes of The Brady Bunch in my life.
Well, they didn't reveal it on the episodes of The Brady Bunch.
Well, no, this came out years later.
Well, yeah.
Didn't Kelly
said, how did you know this?
Before he died? Wasn't that revelation shortly before he died?
I don't exactly know.
Okay. But yeah, I think it came out like right before he passed away.
Didn't he die? He was HIV positive, so that's how.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and that
I
was
didn't know that either.
Early 90s, mid 90s, something along those lines.
Yes, he died in the early 90s.
Okay.
Yep.
So that would have been about that. That would have been a fitting time for the HIV when all that stuff was Freddie Mercury, everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch hooking up.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, the lights are back on at most homes in central Ohio following weekend power outages caused by Helene. Not everyone, though. Remnants of the hurricane pushed into the region on Friday, bringing heavy rains and winds. AEP Ohio initially reported thousands of customers without electricity across their service area, but the majority of the remaining outages are in southern Ohio. There was extensive flooding in Scioto County. More than 2 million people are still without power across the southeast in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, including more than 430,000 in North Carolina, where the storm pulverized homes, trapped residents, spawned landslides, and submerged communities under raging floodwaters. At least 100 people have died across multiple states since the hurricane hit Florida's Big Bend as a Category 4 with 140-mile-per-hour winds Wednesday. It moved north through Georgia, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. The death toll is expected to rise. Western North Carolina took the hardest hit. I don't know if you've seen any of these pictures from Buncombe County, North Carolina, which includes Asheville. It is just, it's devastated.
Some friends of mine went to the Bengals game on Sunday, and when they left on Friday, and there was so much road closures because of flooding and everything else. And then I saw like some of the pictures that they had posted, and you just saw like just streets just filled with water.
Yeah, they've had roads completely washed away. Cellular service for like 250,000 people in that area completely cut off. Large portions of the county are underwater. There are gas and water shortages right now, and because of the lack of power, many businesses are cash only. So your wait is like an hour and a half at the bank at an ATM if you want to get cash to do any type of business right now in that part of North Carolina. So it's pretty awful what those people are dealing with. Well, sadly, John Ashton, the actor who made it big playing the straight man to Eddie Murphy in the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, has died at the age of 76 after a battle with cancer. Ashton had a really long career in Hollywood. He has about 200 credits to his name, but he is best known for playing Detective Sergeant John Taggart in 3 of the 4 Beverly Hills Cop movies. And he was just in the latest one, Axel F., which you could tell he was really thin. And I mean, it's like, we all age, obviously. We don't look the same as we did when the first Beverly Hills Cop movie came out. But he was battling cancer, and his last credited role on IMDb is the movie Axel F. And those are your 3 things.
Okay. Well, I have a plan to get Rick's breakdancing name, and sometime this hour we will talk about that in a little bit and see if Blitz Nation will buy into our plan. I also don't want to ish on the people in the South because, well, hurricane and everything else, but I'm kind of going to ish on the people of the South. Here's your clue.
Well, maybe.
Well, Florida or not, it's South. I'll give you a hint. This happened in the South.
Okay.
Couple were arrested after they tried to sell their baby for beer. Need that sixer or case of natty?
No other hint. That's it.
I told you it was in the South. So I ruled out more than half of the country. So, happened in the South. Couple tried to sell their baby for beer. Florida or not? Star set on the Morning Blitz, 7:07. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. Light showers today, humid 74. It's what we're looking at.
Can we do a quick check-in on Rick's buds?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I heard about it.
Do you have bud rot?
No.
No bud rot?
No bud rot.
I heard about it from Mrs. Thick on Saturday night.
Okay. Was there panic in the Thick household?
She said normally he comes home, he puts his stuff down, and he comes up into the office and sits down and works because they have a shared office at home because Mrs. Thick works from home too. She's like, not on Friday. She's like, I hear him come in, I hear him put his stuff down, and I'm like, he hasn't come up yet. So I go down, he's already on the porch in the back with the leaf blower and the umbrella and everything else. And believe me, I saw the picture of the umbrella. He was showing that. He came right up to me on Saturday. I barely got a hello, more so than a phone shoved in my... Look at my plants with the umbrella.
So are we keeping them dry and all that? Let's see. Okay, all right. And you have like a heater hooked up there?
Oh, no.
Heater?
No, that's
that's
a hose. Behind it?
Yeah.
That's a hose. It's a hose that rolls up in the box.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
No,
okay.
So I got the cover on them, and then I went around them with the leaf blower from a distance, and I didn't run it like hit the trigger. It was just in idle.
Let me see that.
Yeah, that's what I got as soon as he walked in on Saturday night. As soon as I saw him, not more than 25 seconds after we made eye contact.
I feel like you could hang some Christmas lights on those.
I said that to my wife.
I said it's the right shape.
I did. I said that to my wife. I can put some Christmas lights on there.
Yes.
But they won't be around at Christmas.
So when do we harvest here?
Well, I was getting nervous and thought I was going to have to. And so then I moved my table over and I set up a fan.
Okay.
And of course, Friday's wind helped a lot. It was so windy all day Friday that it just kept blowing through them, and that really helped dry them. And then I put the fan on them, and I've kept rotating them, so they're all dry now. And I've moved it because we're supposed to have some sunshine this morning for a little while, and the rain's supposed to come back this afternoon, and then I'll put it back over top of them. But I talked to I talked to one couple, Mary, who texts in. Mary Peters and her husband Roman, and Roman actually went to Colorado and studied weed farming, so he knew everything. And so he looked at the pictures. He goes, "Well, you need to wait; they're not ready yet." And I told him to set up, and just like, "Yeah, you should be good. Do it." So because we're gonna get back to sunshine Tuesday afternoon, and it's gonna stay sunny for a couple of weeks. But he said they're still a couple weeks away to be really good.
Okay.
So I think I'm okay. But I inspected all the buds as close as I could, and no bud rot yet. But they weren't wet that long, so.
All right. Well, moving away from the weed on the people who are probably on weed, couple tried to sell their baby for beer. I told you it was in the South. Got some Louisiana in there, some Alabama guesses, Florida too. Here we go. 21-year-old Darian Urban and 20-year-old Shailene Ellers were arrested last week after they tried to sell their 2-month-old boy to a man at a campground for $1,000 and a sixer of beer.
I feel like this is a barefoot situation. We're talking West Virginia. That's what I'm guessing.
You're going West Virginia? Okay.
Yeah.
They're facing felony charges for endangering the welfare of a minor in an attempt to accept compensation or relinquishment of said minor. The buyer, Cody Martin, even drew up a receipt, and the couple signed it.
Alabama.
It said, we're signing over our rights to Cody Martin for our baby boy for $1,000 on 9/21/2024. Disclaimer, after signing this, there will be no changing y'all's two minds and never to contact again. I like the fact that they threw in y'all's.
Okay.
Bama.
Multiple people witnessed this transaction at the campground. Although no money had changed hands yet, one witness called the cops. The buyer, Cody, says the mother told him she wanted to give up her son because, quote, it was not working having 3 dogs and a baby.
Oh, my God.
Even if this quote-unquote adoption would have never been legal, the kid probably would have been better off. When the cops got there, a deputy called emergency medical services to transport the baby to a hospital for evaluation and signs of neglect. The child is in the care of the Department of Human Services. Not surprisingly, there was a lot of drinking going on at the campground today. One of the men who tried to help the baby was totally blitzed when he was talking to the police. And this happened in the fine state of Arkansas.
Oh, man. I was right in there.
The only state worse than Mississippi, Arkansas. That baby and 3 dogs just not working out. So $1,000 and you throw in a sixer of beer. Y'alls can have him.
Y'all.
White Zombie on the Morning Blitz, 724. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning. Thank you for waking up with us. Okay. Kelly, I'm interested to see if you've heard of this or if you have a take on this. I did not know such a thing existed until yesterday. I play Dungeons & Dragons with a group of guys, and one of them said, hey, I got to show you guys this. There's a children's book about a satanic perverse daycare It's called Don't Make Me Go Back, Mommy, a child's book about satanic ritual abuse.
A child's book about satanic ritual abuse.
Yes.
Okay.
So I do my research on this. I asked Jeremy, one of the guys I play with, I'm like, hey, can you send me the pictures of this? So he sends me the pictures of this, and so I look it up and I start researching it. Turns out this book was published in 1990 and has been a bestseller. It is the story of a 5-year-old Allison's behavior indicates to her concerned parents that something's wrong at her daycare center. In unseen action, they discover that the center practices sexual, physical, and psychological abuse in the guise of religious ritual. Through dialogue, Allison and her parents reveal the feelings and the beginnings of the healing process to counselors and legal personnel. Some of the details of the abuse are familiar from the lengthy McMartin trial, such as the movie star room, which they actually did this in The Butterfly Effect, if you remember that movie. It's basically where naked children are photographed. The appendix lists 10 guidelines for parents on how to handle their own feelings during this family crisis. All the people at the daycare center look evil, and they look like angry young white witches. This is not a book for general readers. The child's ordeal is so horrifying and the display of the aftermath so subtle that readers need familiarity with the subject to avoid misinterpretation. It could be a useful title for social workers, law enforcement officials, psychologists, counselors, and people along those lines. But this has been out since 90. I had no idea such a thing existed.
I will tell you that there are certain weird trends that have happened in the world of psychology. Number one, a multiple personality trend where a lot of people were all of a sudden being diagnosed with multiple personality disorder. In the 80s and 90s, there was a trend of diagnosing people as being victims of satanic ritual abuse. And they were unsubstantiated. It was basically just some counselors who were not exactly above board saying, you don't remember it, but you exhibit, I don't know, some type of personality or whatever of somebody who has been ritually abused, satanic ritually abused. That was a really popular diagnosis for a while.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. I just saw this and I'm like, this is wild. But he was going through the book and showing it's a picture book. Like it looks like it's in the form of a kid's book, like a book you would buy for your kids. Like the hard copy is that, child book size and everything else. There's a little boy's face on or I guess it's probably a little girl, but the face on the cover. Like, it's just weird. I had no idea this came up. This has been published since 1990. Why I would ever read such a thing. But it was just interesting, and it's one of the best-selling books on Amazon. But I thought that was kind of a, wild thing. I never knew such a thing existed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it can be a helpful tool for a kid going through abuse or something. I don't know. I guess. Is that what it's meant for?
That's what it's supposed to be. But I'm just like, if you don't know that...
Something. I mean, listen, there have been some weird stories that have come out of daycares before. I've never heard of the satanic... yeah, I mean, you've heard of those stories. You've heard of those abuse stories. So, I don't know. I mean, if you can help a kid vocalize what they're going through,
But it sells for $100 a copy. Which is pretty wild, too, right?
Jay said, what about the 1800s when everything a woman did made people consider her a witch?
Witchcraft. Yeah. It was just wild. I never knew such a thing existed, so I went down the rabbit hole reading all about this book yesterday, and then I saw the price tag, and I saw that apparently a lot of people buy this, so it was kind of
for $100?
$97.86.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's really freaky, though.
Right?
Yeah, really freaky.
Isn't it wild? Anyway, so
yes.
I thought when I find something freaky and wild, I'd share it with you guys.
Appreciate it.
It's the Morning Blitz, 737, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and I'm Lewis. Good morning. 74 and some light rain today for a while, and then that rain eventually will move out of here, which is good. All right, so you want to hear my plan about Rick's breakdancing name?
Yes.
For those who don't know, allow me to set the stage. Rick was the groomsman in a wedding this past weekend for Joe and Dawn, who are awesome people. I was asked if I could DJ said wedding, so I did. Part of Rick's breakdancing crew were parts of this wedding.
Yeah, high school.
One.
High school breakdancing crew.
So I spoke with Joe, who said, for the life of me, I can't remember that name. If I could, I would tell you gladly. And I said, thank you. But during this conversation, mind you, Thick Rick, nowhere around. Someone approached me at said event and said, I know the name. And I know the name via the fact that I have a picture of Thick wearing the hat that has the name on it.
Oh.
So what did they say the name was?
They said that they would tell me for a price.
Oh, get out of here.
I swear to God.
Okay, none of my friends are going to do that.
Which I said...
He's full of it. He's full of it.
I said, what if we started a GoFundMe?
Oh, my God.
And we got...
what's the price?
I don't know. But I said, instead of us paying you...
You got nothing.
What if we started a GoFundMe and we gave that money to some form of charity? Even if it's just $300. I'm not asking for a ton of money, but enough that we could give... hey, let's donate that money to a food bank coming up, or let's do whatever. What if we were to do something like that to get Rick's breakdance name out? Would Blitz Nation participate in such a thing that went to charity?
I'm not trying to be heartless, but I don't care that much.
Okay.
Honestly. To do a GoFundMe and all that, I'm out.
Dude, come on.
If this person
really
has a picture and they won't tell you unless you give them money or arrange some type of charity giveaway, hard pass. Hard pass.
Sounds like somebody's trying to scam you. That's what it sounds like to me.
If you knew who the someone was, you would know that it's not a scam.
Well, maybe.
So, yeah. That's where I'm at with that, though.
Oh, my God.
But there is evidence out there that I could procure.
Okay.
That would give up the name. So...
If you can do it for free, I'm all in.
Okay. Who's going to pay? Oh, my gosh.
I just thought it would be a nice way to do a charity thing.
You got nothing.
Heaven forbid me, the one without a heart, actually have a heart. I'll never do that again.
You can arrange anything you want. I'm behind your efforts all the way until it reaches my pocketbook. Right. And then will give to the charities I want to give to. Well, maybe it is one I want to give to. What is it? Are we going to just give it down to maybe Asheville, North Carolina?
I don't care what we do.
Efforts?
Tell you what, I don't care what we do. I thought it was a good idea.
How much were they going to give you?
We never.
Or how much did they want you to give them?
We never thought. I just said the money. None of the money would go to them. All the money would go to charity.
Okay, well, however
much
much they wanted you to pay them, just give me half of that. I'll tell you the friggin' name.
It's not the same.
I mean, unless it's like $50, and then you don't need a GoFundMe.
Carrie said it's not that important. Mary said that's a great reason to raise some funds. Thank you. I was trying to do something nice. Mind you, on this day at 7:41 a.m. on Monday, September 30th, I'm done doing nice things ever again.
I don't like somebody leveraging important information for money. I find that to be really gross.
I turned that into a charity thing.
Did the person agree?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They agreed to give it to charity. Well, why don't they donate? What's their donation?
Who said they wouldn't donate?
I didn't say they wouldn't. I asked how much they were donating.
We never talked figures.
This whole thing's making me angry.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm going back.
It really is.
7:41, Monday, September 30th. I'm going back to being the selfish prick that I know that I am.
Good night. I count on that.
Never
My
again.
Gosh.
Never again.
Quit your fist deep into my wallet here to get the answer to a question.
Lewis, my dog hasn't eaten in 6 days. Can you feed my dog? Feed him yourself.
When did you stop?
Selfish prick now.
When did you stop?
I stopped.
When did you stop?
I've been taking care of a homeless guy for days.
Well, no. Okay, I'll give you that one.
and I'm worried now because for the last days over the rain, I went to check on him. Car's there. He and the dog are not.
Look, if you really cared that much and you wanted to do this for the listeners and for Kelly and get that name, you'd just pay it out of your own pocket.
Thank you.
I never said I wouldn't.
Well, do it then.
I might.
Well, just do it.
Threaten me with a dare.
All right. Can we please move on?
Yes. Louder Than Life. Somebody said Louder Than Life was great. Motley Crue was not.
But we'll tell you about it if you give us money that we can put toward a charity. See how mad that would make you?
I am never having the idea ever again.
I just felt bad because they did not get to open on Friday, which was Slayer.
Yeah.
Oh, man, because that would have been, that was like one of just a handful of reunion shows they were doing.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset on Friday because how the length of time it took to cancel that show when most anybody with intelligence realized there was no chance in hell that was going to happen on Friday.
So they were still trying to get open?
The problem was at the post at 4 o'clock in the afternoon was we're going to try to open gates by 7, and then anybody could have looked at anything and went, this isn't going to happen today. But they kept doing it. Now, here's where I feel bad for the general public because they're just lack of knowledge of these situations, and where I feel that there was too much. There were a lot of people. Why don't you bring some bands over and have them play in the dry area? No, there's no chance in hell that was ever going to happen. There's insurance things that come into play. There's safety things that come into play.
There's also sound.
There's also sound that comes into play. There's no chance in hell that was going to happen.
I mean, you're talking about a whole stage setup of equipment, and you can't just, well, here, we'll just go play with those speakers.
Exactly.
No, it doesn't work that way.
While I understand the plight of the people waiting in the dry area, and I feel sorry for you from a professional standpoint, I tell you, there was not a snowball's chance in hell that was ever going to happen. Like, that Slayer was not going to walk over to the dry area and go acoustic. It was never, Jesus himself could not have made that happen.
What would this sound like acoustically?
Right, exactly. I feel bad, but it just wasn't meant to be. And I mean, they tried to do nice by the people who had Friday tickets and let them choose Saturday or Sunday, but it felt like Puddle of Mud made an appearance without Puddle of Mud actually being there.
I saw a meme that said, louder than life, it's Puddle of Mud all day.
Yeah.
Jeez. I've been watching some of the videos, man. They were like using these huge, massive mud puddles as like a slip and slide. And they're just diving through them. They're moshing in the mud. I mean, it looked like they were having a blast.
I saw that they did a duck pond from Jeep Ducks.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that Mr. Bigglesworth who's on Facebook.
Is he down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he posted, they had a ton of those little ducks floating around in those standing water. It was really cute.
I love that dude.
Dave said they camped and it was all good. And then it was the wind that stopped the show. Yeah, the wind.
Friday, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it was more that than rain or anything else because, we still go when it's raining. It's just if there's thunder and lightning or
the wind.
Insane wind.
Rain won't stop. Came back around to, 40 plus miles an hour or whatever, and that was pretty much the end of that.
Well, does anybody who went, did anybody got any horror stories or like any great stories, whatever you want to share?
It's the Morning Blitz. Dick Kelly, Lou 750. Talking louder than life. Of course, the cancellation on Friday. Danny Wimmer will issue refunds for any of the Friday pass holders, but they also offered them tickets to Saturday. They could go Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, if they had single day?
That's nice.
Yeah, if they had single day, they told you on Friday your single day tickets, just choose whichever day you wanted to go to. But it said...
And then Falling in Reverse had to cancel Saturday, so...
Yeah.
Dang it.
They said as a result of the cancellation, Danny Wimmer Productions will offer full refunds for all tickets as well as official hotel and camping packages.
Wow.
So that's just for the Friday people. But, can't do anything about the wind. You can plan all the greatest show in the world, but the weather doesn't always cooperate. And that's no fault of DWP or anybody else, unfortunately. But
Jason said, I learned the hard way what the difference was between the $30 poncho and the $60 poncho when my wallet was soaking wet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to pay $30 for a poncho that doesn't work? If you want the one that works, you have to pay $60. That's wild.
We always sold our Blitz ponchos for $5.
Yeah, and they work.
You don't realize how good a good poncho is until you need a good poncho. That's one of those things where until you're in that sitch, you don't realize the difference. I saw a lot of people made the best of the rain and the mud and whatever, which I guess is all you can do, but I am not a rain or mud lover. Like, that's a miserable concert experience for me, but that's just me personally.
I've been there. I still remember Def Leppard out at Legend Valley, man. It just poured down rain all day, and that field just became a giant mud puddle.
Yeah. Well, that
at least it was slanted. You guys downhill.
You guys have never been to Louder Than Life, have you?
I have not.
No.
That area, it's anybody who's gone can attest to this. When it's hot and it's blazing hot, it is a dust bowl because it is just an empty open field. And when it rains, it is a swamp. And so over the weekend, you got the ladder. Just because. And it doesn't stop people. I mean, Woodstock, people played in the mud. I mean, that's just what festivals do. But I prefer my festivals dry and warm. It's a good lineup. I mean, it sucks. The Friday lineup was a good like you were saying. Slayer wasn't doing too many shows. So the fact that they had to cancel, like, that's a lot of diehards that were probably looking forward to. If you could afford the money for that one day, that was the day you picked to see Slayer. And then, unfortunately, the weather did not cooperate. But I think the same thing happened with a couple of years ago that Welcome to Rockville had the same issues with rain and wind. They had to cancel the majority of that entire festival weekend got canceled because of the weather.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where that is the risk of those shows.
Yeah. Dave Greenberg said they were staying at the campground, so they had no problem. I guess that just means like getting in and out.
You know how much a punch to the gut that was on Friday? I feel for people because you were excited for an entire day of music and you spent the entire day probably in your hotel. And you know how boring it is sitting in a hotel.
What time did they call it?
Not till almost 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night, 6:30 at night.
I mean, what if you were waiting to get in all that time?
That's what I mean.
In the parking lot.
No, they told people to shelter in place. There was a message that came out Friday.
Oh, like don't even come here yet. Okay, I didn't catch that.
No, they were doing updates.
And I think that was like, I thought the parking and all that was open for like 3 hours before they canceled.
It was, but then in the middle of the day, they started issuing warnings to shelter in place. They started telling
people. That's
the
parking lot.
Yeah, they started telling people not to get. No, the parking lot?
That's what Kelly was just saying.
I thought they said they had opened the lot 3 hours before they ended up canceling.
They may have. I don't know if the park. I mean,
so I don't know. That's just what I read.
The parking lot. There's no direct parking lot to it. Is what I'm saying. You have to park and walk. Like there's a lot of walking to get into Louder Than Life.
Oh, kind of like up at Incarceration.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's not like the parking lot is right next to the stage. There's a lot of walking involved from where you park to where you get into where the actual show is. And I know they saw like a couple of bands were doing like Instagram lives and whatever from the day of walking around in there, and you could see the rain and everything else. So, but they were issuing stuff all day long trying to keep people updated.
Yeah. I don't know. All the videos I've seen, people were having a blast.
Yeah, I think you make the most of a bad situation. Yeah. That's pretty much what you do. So hopefully we don't get the same thing at Sonic next year, because with it being earlier in May, that's a crapshoot.
Stop.
Otherwise.
Don't even talk about it.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Thousands of dock workers are getting ready to strike just after midnight tonight, impacting all Atlantic and Gulf Coast ports from Maine to Texas. The International Longshoremen's Association says its 85,000 members, along with tens of thousands of dock workers and maritime workers around the world, will hit the picket lines at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow unless its demands are met. And these demands are interesting. Higher wages, obviously. But they want a total ban on the automation at ports regarding cranes, gates, and moving containers in the loading and unloading of freight. So they want human beings doing this work. They do not want automation at all. So they say if they don't get that, they're striking. A strike would freeze commercial shipping on a massive scale. It would be the biggest disruption to the flow of goods in and out of the country since the height of the pandemic. And even a short work stoppage would snarl shipping and create a lot of havoc in the supply chains for weeks.
Oh my gosh.
They say.
We don't need this.
Yeah. So cargo ranging from cars to electronics, from food to furniture would be stuck on ships offshore. And obviously costing the U.S. economy up to $1 billion a day if this strike happens. Now, longshoremen on the West Coast are represented by a separate union, and they already have a contract deal in place. But workers there in solidarity could refuse to handle cargo diverted from the East Coast. So they may, in solidarity with their East Coast brothers, so to speak, if anything is diverted to the West Coast from the East Coast, they may refuse to touch that stuff. So anyway, we're in for a sticky situation here if this strike happens.
So they're trying to protect their future.
Yeah.
From automation and stuff. And now, I understand.
Yes, although, that does make competition tricky on a worldwide level. If everybody else starts using automation and things making, that are able to make it more efficient, and we refuse to, there could be an issue there, but I don't know. It's just, we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, 12:01, they have right after the strike at midnight tonight. That's when their current deal ends. Well, the man authorities say was lying in wait in hopes of assassinating former President Trump on a golf course in Florida is expected to be arraigned today. 58-year-old Ryan Routh was arrested earlier this month after a Secret Service agent reportedly spotted him hiding in the bushes with a rifle at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. Well, the VP debate is tomorrow night. CBS is hosting, and unlike the presidential debates, the VP candidates' microphones will remain on at all times, unless, and this is really interesting, unless the moderators decide that they need to turn off someone's mic out of necessity. Now, that gives a lot of power to CBS moderators Norah O'Donnell and Face the Nation host Margaret Brennan. A lot of power there.
Margaret Brennan's one of the
moderators and the anchor Norah O'Donnell. So there will be no live audience at this debate between Republican J.D. Vance and Democrat Tim Walz. It'll take place at CBS studios in New York City.
It will be a circus.
Tomorrow night, and those are your three things.
Smith Salika on the Morning Blitz. 809, Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, Lewis. If you could put your favorite slogan that defines you on a T-shirt.
Well, just how about your most used phrase? It's what do you say all the time? And people would say you should put that on a T-shirt. You say that all the time, right?
Yeah, I find myself lately saying I hate football all the time.
But that's not true.
You could say that. I hate football. On a T-shirt.
I say it every time my team loses, or I come in here every morning. I hate football.
You know what else you used to say a lot, though? I haven't heard you say it lately. I need new friends.
Oh yeah, well, yeah,
that's one.
I see what you're saying, but
yeah, no,
that's thick. Well, I told you.
I understand that, but
I disagree. I thought would be a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one
for my shirt.
Now, Lewis, you say it all the time, but you hate it, and that's so. You can put so on your T-shirt.
Yeah, it's got to be so ...
Yeah. So, okay.
100% true.
Okay.
And he could also have another shirt that says, "It's hot, water your pets and old people."
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
A good one. What would yours be, Kelly?
Dude.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
No, you had it. You said it the other day.
No, I didn't say it. Someone from Blitz Nation said it.
Oh, tell me. Yeah.
Someone from Blitz Nation said it the other day. I can't remember what it was.
I know what it was. She said I always talk about having anxiety.
Oh, no.
That one, and I said I should have a T-shirt that says, "Ask me about my anxiety."
That would be a good one. But no, it was something else.
I didn't hear it.
Geez.
I didn't see it.
It was like how you started a sentence often.
Okay.
Oh, I can't remember what it was.
I can't. It's driving me crazy.
You know what
too.
I'm talking about.
When we brought this up on Friday, someone texted in what your slogan was. I think you were here too. Someone brought it up, and I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it was.
Well, here's the thing is you do need to sort of ask your friends about it, because I don't think we notice it so much about ourselves. I don't notice when I'm repeating a phrase over and over again until somebody calls it to my attention, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I do say that all the time. So I love it when people text that stuff in.
Yeah.
Bring it on, baby. I'll put anything on a T-shirt.
Well, I think a lot of times you don't realize as a person you use a phrase or you say a phrase as much as somebody else around you does.
Right.
Because, like, I know the girl child in the house, I would always have to ask her, I'm like, okay, who'd you hang out with today? Why? Because you're using words you've never used before, which means you're emulating what they said.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Like, she went through her phase where, like, every other word was bruh. I'm like, stop with the bruh. And then she would hang out with a different friend, and then a different phrase would come up. And I'm like, okay, be you. So, yeah, so I think we all are kind of guilty of, like, hearing what somebody else says and, throwing a phrase out there. I put this up on our Facebook as well if you want to comment there. We want to know, Blitz Nation, what would your T-shirt slogan be? What phrase do you use all the time that would be your perfect T-shirt slogan? We'll get into that coming up next. 3 days grace on the Morning Blitz, 8:21, excuse me. It's Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis. What's your T-shirt slogan? That's the question we're asking you this morning. If there's a phrase that you constantly say that would be your signature T-shirt slogan, what would it be? We got some pretty good ones. People, not a fan. Love it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny on a T-shirt. Let's see here. Tiffany says, "Are you effing serious?" That should be on her T-shirt.
Byron said he saw a T-shirt once that said "damn" across the front of it, and that's my favorite of all time, along with my Blitz Jack Daniels shirt.
Okay. David said he texted his wife and asked if you had to pick one phrase or one saying or something that I say all the time, what would it be? And she said, "How's my baby?" or "nothing." So those two, straight from the wife. I love it.
Mitzi, are you effing kidding me? I'm sorry. Are you effing serious? There's a good...
Wait, are those on the Facebook page?
What?
Are you reading from the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somebody had the same one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I just want to make sure you weren't reading Kelly's text.
No.
It's okay.
I learned my lesson when I got nailed twice in the same segment last week.
You think you learned your lesson until it happens again, because it will happen again.
Now, my favorite is Nicole's. She says she already has it on a T-shirt, and it is sort of a famous saying, "F it, we'll do it live."
Oh, good old Bill O'Reilly.
Do it live! Here's a new one. Well, ish on a duck. What? I've never heard that phrase before ever. That's from Jim on our Facebook wall.
Oh, so unique. I love it.
Yeah.
That one's interesting.
Cameron says, "Not my pig, not my farm." Okay. Steven says his is "can't fix stupid." Dustin says, "I'm going to be honest with you."
Yeah.
I love that one, Dustin.
Kevin Braden's got, "Don't be a dick, be a dude."
Gary has "that's as loud as it goes."
That's a good one. Oh, this was my favorite. Denver texted this one in. "Humpty Dumpty was pushed." That's great.
Dave says his shirt says, "There's a shocker." And Doug says his is going to say, "I'll figure it out."
Kelly, Jason says yours has to be "raw dogging life."
Yeah, I think I've only said that one time. I must have really made a mark.
You've said it more than once.
You've definitely said "raw dogging."
I don't think that was the one that we saw last week.
No, it wasn't.
But I do hear you use that phrase, because you've said a dozen. I can count on. Oh yeah, you're over there.
I need to hear
I'm
the
just
tape.
over here raw dogging life.
I've
I'm
said
just
that
over here.
maybe I'll give you 2 times, no more than that. Absolutely not.
Rick, go to the tape. Go to the last year's worth of tape.
I beg you to. I beg you to. If you had the time, I'd feel bad for your life. But
no, Rick, you have an assignment. You have an assignment.
No, he's putting it on me, Kelly.
Over the next 24 hours, go through.
We're busy trying to find your breakdance name, so you've got to do something.
Sarita said, "I apologize for the subtitles on my face."
Oh, that's funny. Jen says hers is "Procrastinators Unite tomorrow."
Oh, listen to JC. "Never give up, never surrender."
Aw.
All right. Okay.
Wait, that's from something. What is it? Is that like an army tagline or something? I don't know.
Never give up, never surrender. It sounds like a Goonies phrase.
Oh, well, Will says he wants his to be "effing idiots."
Effing idiots. Yeah, no kidding. I did like Dylan's. He's "drive fast and eat ass."
See, but I don't want to eat ass.
I don't.
It's not on my list of things to do.
I think it's more like that's like a tailgating thing, isn't it?
Something, yeah. Roger says "mother effer ...
Okay.
That's how he's addressing everybody.
I think if I didn't use
Roger's great.
If you guys said I should use "so ... which I agree, but if I didn't use "so," I think I would, like, I've always lived my life by a Gin Blossom song lyric. If you don't expect too much from me, you might not be let down, which is a long phrase for.
That is one you say.
That's a long phrase, but that is my. If I had, instead of "no regrets" tattooed, that is the Gin Blossoms lyric is my credo, yo.
Sean says his is "well, ish the bed."
Oh, man. Okay. That'll ruin your day.
Yeah, there's a lot of good.
Danette says, "Is it Friday yet?" Love it.
Ben, you like that, don't you?
Doug says Lewis needs a shirt that says "I am the whore that came to town." Okay.
Doug, I'm just happy you got Kelly to say the word whore.
I know, that's the one time.
That's awesome. If nothing else, that is what I will take from today. There's some good phrases. Danette said, "Is it Friday yet?"
Yeah. Every Sunday in my house, we should be wearing shirts that say F a Monday, because that's what we say.
Chris says, your lack of planning doesn't create a sense of urgency for me. Yeah, I've seen that on a sign in an office somewhere. Your lack of planning does not necessitate a sense of urgency. What is it? I need that on a T-shirt, man. So I know what it means, so I know what it says.
I like this when Roy said, "I have the body of a god. Unfortunately, it's Buddha."
That's good.
Oh, that's funny. Did you read Ben's? He said he already owns the shirt with his slogan.
What is it?
People, not a fan.
Yeah, I like that one. Heather says, not my problem, or not me problem. Is that kind of a Scottish take on that, Heather, or was that a typo? Not me problem.
This is good.
I like that.
Nicholas said, "I put the FU in fun."
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Ryan said, "Embrace the suck."
Embrace the suck.
Chelsea said, "Not my chair, not my problem." Or "suck my ass." Either one.
Okay.
Rachel says, "I just work here."
That's a good one.
Good. So what's your T-shirt slogan? You can keep this going all day if you choose to do so. It is up on our socials. Have some fun with it. Why not? It is a Monday, and it's a dreary one, so why not,
Scott, I can't read that on the air. I'm sorry.
What is it? Can you do abbreviations and we'll figure it out?
Suck my A till your heart pumps S.
Ew, gross.
Jeff,
I wish you hadn't said
why
that.
you had to ask?
Jeff, I like Jeff's. Like a fat kid playing dodgeball. I'm out of here.
I'm tired of your goddamn rock and roll, anything goes lifestyle.
This is your Blitz Rock Rundown, the Monday morning edition.
Rock and roll! Welcome in, Tess, at 8:37. It's Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis as well. Running down some rock.
Good morning.
Morning.
I did want to mention that Kevin Braden from Lancaster was caller number 16 and scored those tickets to
the Frankenstein Experience.
The Frankenstein Experience down there, Sugarloaf Mountain in Chillicothe.
Congrats,
it was
Kevin.
Haunted Mountain this time.
If I had to have a phrase on my shirt,
yes,
it would be, I'm just here for the free food.
Or
feed me.
I love it.
Because I'm always complaining about how hungry I am.
You do that a lot. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that.
I'm always hungry.
Why don't you eat more?
I don't know how I could eat more. I eat when I'm full. I eat when I'm bored. I'm always hungry. Story of my life. All right.
Well, that's when you're supposed to eat, when you're hungry. What am I going to say?
So there were more bands added to the Sonic Temple lineup over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, yes there were.
Who do you want to start with? On Friday? Who we got on Friday? Seven Dust?
We got Seven Dust. You really got to go all the way back since you were here last.
Really? I mean, I can. I have them all here. Oh, since I was here last, who was it? We knew Killswitch Engage, Hollywood Undead, Trivium, Citizen Soldier, Alice Cooper, Power Trip.
Oh, that was one that wasn't announced when you were here.
What's that?
Alice Cooper?
Alice Cooper, right?
No, we talked about Alice Cooper because
when she was here.
Oh, when she was here, yeah. I was
gonna
say we talked about Alice Cooper because we said that Nita Strauss would be back.
I wasn't here for that.
Ah, that's right.
You were not here for that.
Okay, yeah.
This was a me and Thick thing. It was just him and I.
Power Trip, Chevelle.
Power Trip.
Swing of the axe.
Yeah, Chevelle.
Ask Thick Rick how he feels about Arch Enemy.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get me started, aren't you?
I heard that. How do they do it?
They don't. Michael Amott does, and I stand by it that he is the best guitar player on the planet. I mean, he's just amazing. So, Melissa, That voice is insane. I don't know how she still has one, but... The world is yours.
How is that humanly possible?
I know. I don't know how she changes voices so quick. That's the one that gets me. How? And then it sounds so clean.
That's what yours should be on your shirt. Just how. Testament was also announced.
Testament will be... They're bringing us some metal this year. I saw Obituary got added.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Obituary got added.
Last week we got The Devil Wears Prada.
We got I Prevail.
Oh, that's your band. That's what she says to my son every night.
You gotta recognize. Staring at this.
That's such a change from the other songs.
I know. Whiplash. Ice Nine Kills was added.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Trust Company was added on Saturday. And then Obituary yesterday. Now, we're still waiting on headliners for Thursday and Saturday.
Still waiting on that Linkin Park.
Tickets are on sale now. Now, there are a few passes that are already sold out.
I heard this.
2-day field passes.
2-day?
Yep. The 2-day field passes.
I didn't realize they had those.
Yep. They've got all kinds of combinations of tickets. Single-day suites and camping.
Camping's already sold out?
Wow. Camping was sold out like a week ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
The power of Metallica.
Yeah. What you can
Seriously.
do, though, you can go and join the wait list. Now, if the tickets that you requested become available, you'll be notified and then charged automatically. So it's like a game you have to play.
And that happens. I mean, they did that last year, and it happened to several people, and they were thrilled that it happened.
Now, you can still do layaway. I mean, you can even just put $1 down. That will get you passes.
Yeah.
$1. So, I don't know. That just sucks. Like, having to try to plan on camping, but not knowing. And then what if you make other plans and then you're charged automatically for that?
Ooh. Yeah, that's a rough one. But if it's that sold out and people want it that bad, you just make some money off that.
True.
Yeah, resale. The resale market.
All right, let's talk about Linkin Park.
Already under my skin, and I know exactly how this ends. I let you cut me open just to watch me play.
I love this band. I love this version of the band. I mean, I love the other one, but I love this one too.
Well, they just released the second track from their album From Zero, due out November 15th. It's called Heavy as the Crown.
Turn to run, now look what it's become. Outnumber 10 to 1. Back then should have bit your tongue, cause there's no turning back. This path once it's begun, you're already on that list. Say you don't want what you can't resist. Waving that sword when the pen won't miss. Watch it all fall in apart like this.
This is what you asked for. Heavy as the crown. Fire in the sunrise. Ashes raining down. Try to hold it in, but it keeps bleeding out. This is what you asked for. Heavy as the crown.
All in the breakdown. League of Legends. Championship anthem. 17 seconds, she doesn't stop. Still going. Still going. That was was a 17-second scream.
I just tried to hold my breath for that long, and that was hard enough.
You got hungry during that, didn't you?
Sure did. So you made it so much easier with, you said it's the League of Legends theme song. I had this whole thing about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's an online battle arena video game. There's 20 teams, and the winner takes home a multi-million-dollar championship prize. It's like this... I've never heard of it until now.
League of Legends is the biggest video game in the world.
I've never heard of it.
This will put 80,000 people in a stadium to watch it, and there are about 60 million more around the world watching online.
Whoa.
Yeah. No, this is one of the biggest games in the entire world, for sure.
Well, the music video for Heavy's the Crown, it puts all the members of Linkin Park in that game, in League of Legends. Sounds pretty cool. And you can see the music video at theblitz.com. All right, now let's get to Daughtry.
Another Heavy as the Crown.
Oh, yeah. He dropped part 1 of his album Shock to the System Friday. Sorry, I interrupted you rudely.
No, you didn't.
It's a 6-song EP that includes his back-to-back #1s, Artificial and Pieces. And there's only 2 songs on the EP that we haven't heard yet. The title track, Shock to the System. Decent.
Yeah. Some really good lyrics. He's a good writer.
The second track is called The Dam. He hasn't said when part 2 of Shock to the System will come out, but when it does, it'll kind of come together as one. He said he hopes everyone who listens finds comfort in the fact that they're not alone in their struggles and finds the courage to say it out loud.
So I'm guessing we have the 4-song EP. With the rest of it drops, it'll be with those and it'll be a full album.
Correct.
Is that what he's doing?
Yep. His Adrenaline Gone Ballistic holiday tour with Sleep Theory and Devour the Day is coming to Kemble Live Friday, December 6th as a part of the Blitz Miss Concert Series.
Yes.
I have one more story.
One more.
It's Creed. They announced 2 they're taking with them on their Summer of 99 and Beyond cruise. Seven Dust, Hoobastank, Lit, Dorothy, Fuel, Alien Ant Farm, Marcy Playground, The Exies, Local H, and Filter.
That sounds about right for a Creed cruise.
I was just going to say that. It sounds about right, although I do love Dorothy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, not that they're bad, but it sounds about right.
But it was
for
all
the people
90s
that,
stuff.
Yeah, it's the group that's in their cruise era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hoobastank.
The Summer of 99 cruise sets sail from Miami to Nassau in the Bahamas, April 9th through the 13th. Now, the cheapest price for one person is an interior room at the bottom of the ship for $2,500. One person.
That's the cheapest?
Yes.
Interior room?
Interior bottom.
Oh, talk about claustrophobia.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
you walk in that room and you go, Hoobastank.
I went on the, what's the other one? Shiprocked. And we were at the bottom. No
You've
windows
been on
or anything.
Shiprocked?
Yeah.
How was it?
No kidding.
It was amazing, except for I got seasick every single morning.
Well, that sucks.
I know. And then, like, the last day, I got one of those balancing bracelets, and they actually worked. It was the first day I did not get sick. But it was amazing. I'd do it again. It was worth it. But, yeah, $2,500 for the bottom interior. And then the most expensive is in the owner's suite for $8,000.
Can't you do Shiprock for like the cheapest for like $500 or something?
I can't remember how much we paid. I think it was something along those. Yeah, I think it was like $500 or $600, but then it wasn't all inclusive. So we
tell us Dave Greenberg. He's been on every one of them. He knows.
He was there the year that we were on. It was awesome.
He was there the year before you were born.
Yeah.
He was
right. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go on this one, but I'd definitely go on Shiprocked again. Well, that's your Blitz Rock rundown.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, President Biden says he will not get involved in a potential strike of longshoremen. Thousands of dock workers are threatening to strike just after midnight tonight after labor contract talks with the U.S. Maritime Alliance stalled. Financial experts say a strike would be absolutely devastating to the U.S. economy. It would involve ports from Maine all the way to Texas and basically would really impact our economy in a devastating way. So, like I said, the potential strike will happen at just after midnight tonight, and the president says he will not get involved in that. Sean Diddy Combs remains in custody following a federal indictment, and now he is being named in a lawsuit involving more than 100 plaintiffs. A Houston attorney says his clients are suing over claims Diddy sexually assaulted and abused them. Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. When he was arrested earlier this month, that's when those pleas were made. So I guess the dominoes keep falling in this Sean Diddy Combs case. Well, if you're wondering why you suddenly cannot find some of your favorite music videos on YouTube, blame it on a contract dispute. CSAC is a performance rights group similar to ASCAP and BMI. It's a little smaller, but CSAC is the Society of European Stage Authors and Composers.
You essentially said small sack.
Not really, but I'll allow it.
We're 12. We're 12. I don't know what to tell you.
It does CSAC represents acts like Green Day, Adele, Nirvana, REM, as well as songwriters who have written songs performed by the likes of Beyonce and Nicki Minaj, among others. And according to a statement, YouTube says the two sides were unable to reach an equitable agreement before the contract expires. So all that stuff's off YouTube right now. The statement went on to say they are hoping to reach a new deal as soon as possible. So not only do we get our little cable disputes and streaming disputes, now we get our YouTube and ASCAP, CSAC, BMI disputes. So that's the latest one, and those are your 3 things.